about slowing people down. And second, I know quite a while ago the city had a plan in the books to redo First Street and applied for a bike ped grant, didn't get it, applied for stimulus with the same. And one of the things that did was to put sort of seating areas or neutral ground and shorten the distance. So you'd actually pull past, the stop sign would be past where the parking would be. You see that in a lot of...
You're talking about the little islands?
Little islands on each corner that come out. That shortens the distance for pedestrians, and it also makes that intersection smaller. I'm sure it's probably sitting on a book somewhere.
Yeah, sure. Did we try? That was what,
that was
04? 03, 04? Yeah.
Well, I know we don't have enough room, but I would think we ought to build a roundabout there.
You know, that's a bigger idea and a bigger, more expensive option. But that's a plan that's been in the books for a while.
Well, community services has asked for input. I think they got it.
Yep.
And they'll report back next month on their preferred alternative.
Yes.
Okay. Anything else?
Not for that.
Okay. Good report. Public safety, Ray at the park.
We have our meeting next Tuesday, right?
My problem is I'll be out of town.
No, hey.
So when are you going to be back?
Right at the end of the month, so I'll be here for the 1st of April.
Is that on a Tuesday?
Miss Clark,
Yes.
April Blue Fool's Day.
next Tuesday,
We
remember
always
you went to the 3rd Tuesday, not the last.
Did we go to the 3rd Tuesday?
Yes, because we moved our administrative committee meeting to the last Tuesday. So you missed yours.
We didn't have one. Because we had it down for the 4th.
So when is it?
So you want to have it should we change and go to the 1st Tuesday of the month? That would give us a meeting before a city council meeting.
We can do that.
The 2nd?
We can do
All
that.
right, and
That's probably a better
I
idea.
will notify
So,
our young lady when she gets back.
Okay, great.
Hey, then we can move to the 3rd.
Come on, confuse me.
Okay, the audit committee hasn't met and don't anticipate meeting unless you know something better. Alrighty, Land Council of Government Board, Glenn Fortune.
I'm going to meet him, but nothing really big going on, so nothing report.
Chamber of Commerce, well, Rayetta was at the meeting, I was at the meeting for 30 minutes, and I had to go to another meeting, so if you want to report, is there anything?
I have Rick Little from ODOT was a speaker, and he came and told us about the closures that there's going to be. You probably all saw this thing that was in the mail. They had these hard copies, so I brought everybody one.
Great, thanks.
And then James Affa did a nice presentation, as he had already explained, so I don't have to do that. And I have I'd just like to make a personal comment regarding the Chamber of Commerce. I've been attending the Chamber meetings for several years now as the City Council representative in order to report back to the Council as a whole. I do not have a vote on any business decisions. In my opinion, over the years, the Chamber has done a lot to bring positive focus on the Oakridge Westford area. They sponsor community events or at least show up to volunteer when needed. Anyone can attend a Chamber meeting. I know there are several businesses that don't like the way the Chamber is being run, but they have an alternative. They can join and become part of the decision-making process, or just complain and not become part of the solution. I liken this to someone who disses the government but never votes. If you want to make a difference, become involved with more than lip service. So that's my own personal.
Good comment. All right. Thank you, Marietta. Middle Fork Watershed Council was last week, and I was at another meeting somewhere else. They have them, I think, on the 3rd, at least on their one down. They have, I think it's the 3rd Wednesday.
I thought we go to dogs.
Trails Committee. Wait a minute, Linda, you know when they are.
The Watershed Council? Yeah, they had a general council meeting last night.
Last night.
And it was a report from the fish biologist with the Army Corps of Engineers on the Fall Creek drawdown. Related to Oakridge because they're looking at spring Chinook survival, and they trapped some spring Chinook right below Hills Creek recently and got quite a few. So they're really working on increasing that fishery.
Great. Is that a standard meeting, or was it just have to be last night?
That was a general council meeting, and those are held quarterly. So the next one will be, what would that be, May or June?
Oh, May or June. Okay.
The board meetings are the 4th Wednesday at 6:30.
4th Wednesday?
Mr. Mayor, can I ask a dumb question? How did Spring Chinook get up at the lookout point?
They got a ride.
That's exactly how they did get there. They got a ride.
I believe, I'm
They
not an
transported them?
expert,
Yeah.
but I think the only native population that's down lower below Dexter Dam.
I think they're
So
catching.
they truck them up.
I think they're catching them at Dexter Lake and then hauling them up over there, so hauling them up out of Hatcher. I don't remember which.
They're trying to figure out how to let them, the fish have difficulty finding the outlet. They put that hatchery salmon up there, and then they get to the right length, it's time to go downstream. They go, God, where do we go? So by it's a lot of water again. So they drive down, and then the stream is very clear. And they go, oh, there it is.
That's kind of what they did at Oakdale Lake, only now they call them kokanee. Those are landlocked salmon, same thing. Just a different thing, name for the same fish. Thank you, I appreciate that. That's somebody.
Another tale of personal experience.
Trails Committee, we don't have a Trails
Yeah,
Committee.
we do. Right there.
Well, we haven't had a trails committee for
I don't think we got a Trails Committee.
4 years.
I
But
think
we have a parks, trees and trails board.
And we folded that into parks, trails, and trees.
Yeah, it's a truck, yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah, the Trails Committee became GOATS, the nonprofit. The Parks, Trees, and Trails Board was established about the same time. The former mayor never really got it right either. So.
Councilor Cook is your,
We've been reporting on goats, and they're with their meetings. Christine and I have both been attending their meetings.
So they are having meetings anyway at the Trails Committee.
Right.
They're
Oh,
not the
goats,
only-
as goats.
As goats.
yes.
So
there's Parks, Trees, and Trails Board, and that's part of the city, but as an advisory group for review. And then there's GOATS, which is a nonprofit in the community.
which used to be the trails.
Okay. I'm gonna change the name of this to Goats.
Okay.
So you're here.
That doesn't make any sense. The Goats Committee.
So I wasn't at the meeting, so Ben can report on it.
I can give a quick report. We saw Jeff gave the similar report that he gave here tonight.
Okay.
We reviewed, well, like the city doing a strategic planning, the GOATS had a board retreat, and we reviewed the report from that, sort of a planning our future route. We signed a contract for a recreational trails program grant for $65,000, which I got the notice to proceed today. Unfortunately, it's all under snow right now. We sort of formalized the adoption of Diamond Park with the Parks, Trees, and Trails Board. We completed that, all the agreements and finished up things with the ditch witch with the state and the city and the chamber, and but the states approved the agreement. We've printed a great calendar of events that are all over the community with a tear-off of the calendar. It includes several events in Oakridge, Westburg, including a lot of our trail work parties, which we have a few dozen a year. So nice, easy tear-off, put it on your fridge.
Do we have one here?
You do? And then we also talked a little bit about the IMBA Regional Summit, which will Jeff talked a little bit about, but it'll bring at least 100 leaders of mountain biking to Oakridge this fall, second weekend of October. the community. You know, this is meant to be a big push to spend money into the community. That'll bring 100 people or more for 3 to 5 days. So that's some cash.
Great, thanks. Good report. And in the future, trails will be called goats.
Yes.
Do you have park streets and trails on there as well?
Yes.
Okay.
We do, as a matter of fact, that's why it was confusing. Land Regional Air Protection Agency, lead enforcement.
We had a board meeting today, actually it was a short board meeting, and basically this consists of reports, and then we went into the first meeting for the budget. Chloe was there, I don't know why he was there, but he was there anyway. Yeah, nothing exciting to report. However, conversation after the board meeting with Sally Marcus regarding if there's any possibility of finding somebody up here, an organization that wants to do a wood exchange program for seasoned wood. So I told her I would throw that out there again. I don't know how to do it. Now, somebody that wants to spearhead it up, I think we have a location for, I would think, temporarily out of the industrial park to be able to have wood out there, but you need somebody that's going to kind of oversee it and come up with some parameters on how it works.
Is that something that maybe could be discussed at the biomass thing?
Yeah.
Possibly.
Because it seems to me the Forest Service is going to have to contribute to that.
Yeah.
Without money exchanges, something.
Right.
Well, I kind of relate to her. I think that money was part of it. I mean, you talk about people donating wood. I just don't actually see people willing to step up and donate their hard work as far as wood, as far as you getting a supply of wood that can be used for that exchange. So there need to be some seed money there to get that wood to start with.
She approached me last, about December, November, about the same thing. And at that time, I asked her how it worked, because I couldn't see it happening right now. If you're gonna do it, it's gonna have to start in the summer, so that you can pile up the wood. And we didn't have any ground rules on how, at least I didn't see any on how it worked. Her idea was that wood would be cut and donated, or actually it was an exchange. People come in with their wood and trade for dry wood. And I thought, well, that was a tricky idea, but I don't know if that's, I don't have it.
Well, you got to have that supply of dry wood to start with.
That's the whole problem, guys, thought too. Sounded like a good idea, but we need more
Let me
information.
think on it.
Yeah. All right. Tree planting committee is in Hawaii, unless there's somebody else here that's on the tree. Library board is also in Hawaii.
They were calling, weren't they?
Huh?
Weren't they going to call them?
Yeah, they don't even, their brains shut off as soon as they left town. ODAC recruitment.
There were a couple inquiries this week from outside concerns about and through, what's that group, the state group? Jill, what's her name?
Jill Miles
Yeah.
from Business Oregon.
Yes. People come into them all the time and are looking for spots, and she forwards it on to us, can we fit these parameters? And so we've had 2 hits this week, of which neither one we could fulfill. And what they do is they send out, okay, this is what we're looking for. They don't name names. It has a generic name to it.
Correct.
What was one called? White Rose?
The last one we just got was Rose or
and so
Project
they
Rose.
send it and they have parameters. This, we need a community college or a college proximity. We need an existing building. We need this. We need this. We need this. Well, we don't fit any of those. 40 miles is not close enough or not near enough for what they need. And the chip building didn't seem to fit that criteria as well either. So,
yeah, and
the
those
flex buildings weren't big enough.
and usually those come to me, and then I try to screen them somewhat, and then I'll I usually shoot them to John, and then he does a first screening, then he shoots them to the rest of the
Yeah,
members.
it goes out to the committee, and then it's, you know, they get response. I think Jordan's part of that. If there's response that comes back, and then it's like, no, we don't qualify, and send an email back, so.
Yeah. Or we do, I mean, you just never know. Sometimes we do, sometimes we don't. So I think that's part of where Les is asking, what are y'all doing? That's one of the things we do is we respond to some of those
inquiries.
Yeah.
Do we have any, is there a way of being proactive about it as far as whoever it is that this somebody leads to us, can we tell them this is,
Well, they know.
this is what we have?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah. As soon as we get it, we're shooting back. If we qualify, we meet the parameters, somebody's shooting something back.
She has a generic list of parameters, and then she'll send us something more specific that comes in. We kind of, it's like it comes up on her screen and goes, okay, Oakridge is close. And she'll send it to us, we do an evaluation at that point. No, we don't fit. We send it back, thank you, we don't qualify for this. Or yes, we do, and then she processes it through the system.
And if I can tag on to that, if any of you read the paper this morning where Lane County is wanting to use $230,000 worth of lottery money to try and woo someone into Goshen or one of those places. And I spoke with Commissioner Stewart today. I said, so where's my cut? Which I'm not bashful. And he said, well, get a hold of Glenda Poling, and she is getting ready to push some economic development money out. So I'm going to call her tomorrow and see what's out there, because we can apply for money from the county, you know, and they don't openly tell you that they have it, but they got it. So.
There was an idea I had back around the election was that, you know, with this possible excess money from the secret millionaire, is it seems to me we could hire an economic development director on a contract basis for 6 months and have a very strict contract, not somebody we're paying PERS to that's not an employee or something like that. We could hire with incentives. It costs us maybe 18 grand, 20 grand to do, and see if we can maybe push the envelope, something like that, instead of using a lot of volunteers consistently, which have done an amazing job. You can't imagine the amount of hours these guys have put in, and women have put into trying to make something happen here. It's unbelievable. But my thought is, why don't we, whether it's, you know, if some of this money is available, like you're saying, this economic development, or if we have some surplus, and like I said, make it very incentive-laced. 6 months, if something happens, great. If it doesn't happen, well, we took a chance, and I think there are people around that would take a 6-month project for, say, $3 grand a month or something like that.
Okay.
Well, they're headhunters, and basically, you know, that's what they do is find companies.
You're going to want a lot more than that.
Well, but only if the company comes in.
Okay, so I can follow up on that, on those two. Okay.
Okay, Regional Fiber Consortium.
I didn't make any report.
See, my understanding is that everything's wired in now, we're just waiting for somebody to light it. Is that right?
I can't answer that question.
And actually, I will get you the website. There's actually a website that we can go on, and it gives you, it's pretty up to date within a week on where they're at. So let me get you the website, and I'll look at it and I'll send you the website link. And actually, it'll tell us where they're at. So I forgot about that. So there is a website for the Fiber Consortium.
And currently we have the library, city hall, fire department, school, what else is?
The medical clinic
Medical clinic,
Isn't the WAC?
and the WAC.
and the WAC.
They're,
The WAC is.
so they're all wired. So they're all wired for fiber, and all we're waiting for now is to get them lit. And the hub for Oakridge is the library, which was not what we were told in the beginning. The hub was supposed to have been at the industrial park, and they took that upon themselves to put it here I expressed my unhappiness to them, and they weren't happy the way I expressed it, but I did express my unhappiness that they did that. It's okay that they did it, but they should have told this body or me so I could tell this body that this is what they wanted to do. Okay, but
The consortium did this?
yes, they did it without telling us, and like I said, I was not happy, and I told them that that I expected some kind of reduction of any costs that would be coming our way. They weren't happy about that, but I said, hey, you know, you can't do stuff without telling us. So
What's about?
that's where the basically when the fiber is lit, the experts in here, when the fiber is lit, I believe it's supposed to hit this point, and then from this point, it's supposed to reach out to all the other spots, like the clinic, the school. Am I close?
Yeah, it's like a router.
Okay.
And they could move it around, but they probably chose to put it there for some security reason or something.
And I think it was probably security reasons that they put it there. So.
Yes.
Can I go back to ODAC for a moment?
Okay.
We have this new tower up on Dead Mountain. Have we contacted AT&T or Verizon?
Yeah, Jim Anthony is doing those things for me. Yes.
Okay.
So he's on it.
Something that we could have an economic development director take care of for us instead of volunteers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I'm not disagreeing with this.
I'm just asking the question.
I think this is a good idea. I do. You know, because that's how I would look at. That's where we're talking about for planning. I'm probably going to bring an IGA to you guys so that when we get to a planning piece that's above my head, I've got an expert to go to. So yes, having a contracted person like that is not a bad idea. It's a good idea.
Okay. Area Commission on Transportation met on the 13th in Springfield. Basically, they're still working on the projects that they put in the 150% project, they call them, for the $30 million they were kicking around for various projects around Lane County. And then they will glean those down to a little bit more, and they will go to the Oregon Commission on Transportation. And Kitty Percy is presenting Lane County's story, so to speak, to see how many of those projects she can get. There's about 10. One of the projects, the Row River project, which was a grade separation project where people have been getting hit by cars because it's a grade separation basically. And they had that project in there and threw it out because the feds came in and actually threw some money in the pot to fix that one. So took that one off the table. But Oakridge is still, while we don't have a project on the table, that's kind of our own fault because we fell asleep at the switch a little bit. But
yeah, it was all through our mess.
yeah, it was all kind of mixed. But right now we are meeting with, we will be meeting with ODOT again on the 30th of next month. We're talking about crosswalks on the highway with the ultimate goal of upgrading the entire highway. Something like it was done several years ago and then got shelved. There was the enhancement plan, they called it, highway enhancement plan. Got shelved because of opposition and of course nothing happened. So we're hoping to make something happen now by getting at least some crosswalks in there. And the kind of crosswalks you're talking about are the kind that are controlled by pedestrians where they discharge and you start getting these flashing lights. You probably saw it in Springfield and some of those places. At least 3 or 4, possibly 5. And that's it. The next meeting is the 3rd Wednesday next month. Okie dokie. Parks, Trails, and Tree Committee.
I missed the meeting, but I did talk to John Luke about it. He's the board chair there. They've been working the last couple meetings on a volunteer coordinator. I think I've reported that before. Well, they've come out with a description now as to what that's going to be. The position summary is Oakridge Parks, Trees, and Trails Volunteer Coordinator will oversee the use of volunteers for parks, trees, and trails projects within the city of Oakridge. They will engage and direct volunteers on meaningful projects and develop systems to to support a cohesive and organized approach to project completion. The coordinator will promote a culture of volunteerism in order to grow and develop an active and engaged volunteer group, and then there's a list of duties and responsibilities. Then what the board is going to do from there is develop a plan of attack. I've made the suggestion that they have two, one that costs money, one that can be volunteerism. They will be working closely with the Public Works as well on some of these projects because A, they have equipment, but also what is their greatest need. Where this group can help eliminate some employee costs. I think GOATS will be involved in some of these projects as well. And one of the things was the letter that came through yesterday, today, about the amphitheater, which is one of the first projects that's on the list. So they're working forward, trying to create this list, and now that they have this person in, well, they don't have a person in mind, they'll start to solicit volunteer coordinators. So.
Okay. Lane Economic Committee. I found out this last week that I've been appointed to that. And had a little bit of back and forth with the folks down in Elcog or Lee, Oregon cities, whatever. Found out what I was supposed to do and what it was supposed to be, and I didn't make it to the meeting, of course, because they were letting me know that I was appointed after the meeting. So I will try and make the next one. I'm still not sure what I'm supposed to be doing, but that's not uncommon. Is there anything else to come before the council?
I had a quick question, just about the 2-week extension on the grant application. So I had my proposal ready to go, but so should I wait 2 weeks to turn it in, or maybe?
You got it ready?
Yeah.
Turn it in.
Turn it.
And so, okay, and then we'll be looked down because some people now have time to probably throw together a project.
My guess is we'll wait till the end of the 2 weeks and then evaluate them all at the same time.
Sounds good.
One quick question. There was a secret millionaire. Nobody knows who that was. Nobody knows what they did with the money. Has there been any follow-up on any of the projects that the secret millionaire funded? For example, they funded an ambulance. So there's some follow-up. We know we got an ambulance. Do we know what other projects were funded by the secret millionaire, and has there been any accountability or accounting for those projects?
No, the only ones we've been dealing with are the ones specific to the city, and we're trying to finalize the accounting on the $325,000. So we're finalizing the accounting on that, and in any other monies in regards to the fire department for personnel and ambulance. Okay, those monies were they transferred today, or are they being transferred?
I got a note back from Ken Jones that they will be transferring it. And
So they're getting ready to transfer, the attorney's transferring some of those funds to our bank account. So those are the primary dollars that we're dealing with. I do know some money went to the clinic, and I don't know where he's at with that.
I
And
don't think that's our concern.
yeah.
I think any money that they gave to anybody else is their business. And
Well, but my question is, this secret millionaire person, is there any follow-up or accounting for money they gave to the clinic, for example, or any place else? We don't know. We don't care.
Not to us, there isn't, because it's
Their money.
It was their money.
yeah, they have to track their own money. I do know that there were three organizations. Clinic was one. The
school got some.
what's the PTA called?
Yeah,
It's not called a PTA.
PTSO.
Whatever it's called.
Oh, and the food packs, for the food packs on Thursdays.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Where Kiwanis is tied into.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, we don't know what they've done with any of this. I haven't heard a word on that.
And there were some private people that was giving money as well. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
We done?
We're done.
So actually,
So this is the chair.